So good morning students, welcome back to chemistry online classes. Right? See, the last class just I completed very importantly chlorine, properties of chlorine, method of preparation, so many properties of the chlorine along with the first, and also I think I discussed with you chemical properties of the 17 group. Okay. As I promised today, just I will complete another compound, that is HCl, hydrogen chloride. Okay, that is hydrogen chloride in covalent form. Then it is called hydrogen chloride gas. But when it is dissolved in water, due to polarity of water, it carries charges. It is dissociative plus H delta plus Cl delta minus. Then we can call it as hydrochloric acid. Okay. So this hydrogen chloride actually was prepared by Globier. The scientist the Globier in the year 1648. Okay, in the year 1648, Globier has prepared this by treating sodium chloride, common salt, with a concentrated sulfuric acid. Later in the year, the compound Davy, that is in the 1810, but before that it is prepared by treating common salt, sodium chloride, common salt with the sulfuric acid, H2SO. You can get HCl and NaHSO4, sodium bisulfate. Further, sodium bisulfate, NaHSO4 with the with the NaCl. Once again, excess NaCl will produce Cl and N2SO4. So this is at 423 Kelvin and this is at 420 Kelvin and this is at 823 Kelvin. We hit sodium chloride at 420 Kelvin, you will get sodium bisulfate and HCl, but with the same excess common salt with the sodium bisulfate also we can produce HCl, hydrogen chloride gas, along with sodium sulfate. Okay, this is the laboratory method of preparation, but it can also be prepared by combining hydrogen and chlorine. That is decided by Davy. The year 1810, the scientist Davy. It can also be prepared by combination of hydrogen and chlorine. That is 2HCl. Okay. But this hydrogen chloride gas is a colorless gas having pungent odor, giving dense white fumes with glass or including ammonia. Right? Okay. Now this is highly soluble in water, forming dense fumes of ammonium chloride. Right? That makes in chemical property it's a colorless pungent odor gas soluble in water, forming S3O plus and Cl minus. In reverse reaction, even you can give H2O and once again forms HCl. Right? Okay. Like this, this will show acidic character and Ka value here. Ka value or HCl is high, very high, 10 raised to 7. Higher the value of Ka, stronger the acid. That makes in the laboratory first most strongest one is sulfuric acid, 36, 10 raised to generally that is 36 normal, 10 raised to that is 18 or 16, then 10 raised to 14 will be HNO3 and then next one this is 10 raised to 7 HCl. Okay, right. Now apart from this HCl, generally it will react with the ammonia. Reacts with ammonia base and forms dense fumes of ammonium chloride, dense white fumes of ammonium chloride. Right? Okay. Then after reacting with HCl, even that is very important chemical property, aqua regia mixture, in the form of aqua regia mixture, it is used to dissolve the gold. So generally you know that gold is dissolved in aqua regia mixture. What is this aqua regia mixture? Aqua regia mixture is a mixture of 3 parts of concentrated hydrochloric acid, the same one, and 1 part of concentrated nitric acid, and is used to dissolve gold and platinum, noble metal like gold and platinum. I repeat, that is in the form of aqua regia mixture. In the form of aqua regia mixture, that is 3 parts of concentrated HCl and 1 part of concentrated nitric acid. This mixture is called aqua regia mixture. It is used to dissolve noble metals like gold and platinum, not the silver. Okay, see, gold and platinum generally, but before that, see, this will mixture of nitric acid and HCl. This will produce NOCl plus 2H2O plus 2Cl actually. Right? So this is a generally mixture of 3 parts of HNO3, right, and 1 part of HCl. That will form nitrosyl chloride, NOCl, and water and 2Cl. That 2Cl dissolves the gold. Okay, will form AuCl3, auric chloride, AuCl3, auric chloride. Further, this auric chloride, that is plus 3 oxidation state, that is called AuCl3 combined with further HCl to form HAuCl4. Okay, and this is called a chloroauric acid. Remember, soluble complex of the gold. Okay. This is the main important reaction. Just remember, there are 3 parts of HCl and 1 part of HCl. 3 parts of HCl and 2 parts of only 1 part of HNO3 gives NOCl to H2O and HCl. That will dissolve the gold noble metal to auric chloride, and auric chloride further with HCl will form HAuCl4, which is called chloroauric acid, a soluble complex. Okay, right. Like this, even not only gold, even that is platinum seal with its 4Cl from platinum tetrachloride first. This platinum tetrachloride further reaction mixes HCl and forms PT H2PtCl6. Okay, this is called chloroplatinic acid. So example chloroplatinic acid. Like this, they will form a water soluble complex. Remember, very important for meat. Very important for that is meat and grain is very important. This they will ask. But in the theory it is different, in the notes it is different. This is extra information just I give. Okay, gold to chloroauric acid, platinum to chloroplatinic acid. Okay, right. Now not much waste the time, we see here. Now this can be written in ionic form like this, that is Au plus. In ionic form this can be written as gold H plus NO3 minus, okay, that Cl minus. In form, see, AuCl3 plus nitrate to nitric oxide and H2. 2 moles 4H plus, right? 3Cl minus. Like this, nitrate to nitric oxide. This is why gold that is platinum PP H plus Okay. That means platinum hexachloride definitely. PtCl6 2 minus. 2 minus. That is above one AuCl3. Sorry, AuCl4. Extremely sorry. AuCl4 minus. And PtCl6 2 minus. NO and S2. And here is not 3Cl, please 4Cl. Here you multiply by 3, right? Then it will be 80 Cl minus 3 Pt 4 NO 4 NO. Okay. Now the word is water. What is that word? 2H2O. Sorry. 4 means 8H2O. So it will become 16H plus. Okay. So 8 plus 4 further. So this is the balance equation. Balance equation for a platinum to platinum hexachloride. Gold to AuCl4 minus. Therefore, these are the soluble complex. In theory, they ask you to write like this. And that was for neat purpose. Okay. Chloroplatinum further that's only HAuCl4 and H2. So if I mix H plus AuCl4 minus, that simply will become HAuCl4. Like this. 2 minus therefore H2, okay, sorry, 2H plus PtCl6 2 minus and H plus. If you cross multiply, what will get? H2 PtCl6. That's why this is called chloroauric acid and this is chloroplatinic acid. Got it? So like this, very important, especially in dissolving gold, aqua-regia mixture. What is aqua-regia mixture? It is a mixture of 3 parts of concentrated hydrochloric acid and 1 part of nitric acid. Got it? Dissolves gold and platinum but not silver. Silver is dissolved in aqueous 0.5% aqueous solution of sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide. Argento sodium argento cyanide or potassium argento cyanide. Further, they are treated with the zinc to recover the gold. That is called McArthur's forest cyanide process. Apart from aqua-regia mixture, gold can also be extracted by using McArthur forest cyanide process, but not platinum. Remember, okay? So that's about the properties of HCl. Okay, not only this, even HCl decomposes some important chemical compound. Decomposition reactions. It will decompose sodium bicarbonate, Na2CO2, sodium sulfide, Na2SO3, and sodium bicarbonate, NaHCO3. When they react with HCl, they will decompose to form sodium chloride, carbon dioxide, as well as water. That is here also. Sodium chloride, but only thing is sulfur dioxide and water. 2 NaCl, SO2 and SO2. Sodium bicarbonate 2. NaCl, CO2 and H2O. Okay, so like this will decompose the following compounds, right? Okay, so that's about the reaction, decomposition reaction of HCl. It decomposes sodium carbonate to sodium chloride, liberate with effervescence carbon dioxide and water. Sodium sulfide to sodium chloride, sulfur dioxide and water. Sodium bicarbonate to sodium chloride, carbon dioxide and water. These are the very important simple reactions of HCl. It is used as, and dissolved in water is called water. Aqueous, that is hydrochloric acid. That's it. Okay. Dilute hydrochloric acid dissolve, decompose the sodium carbonate to sodium chloride, carbon dioxide, water. Sodium sulfide to sodium chloride, sulfur dioxide, water. Sodium sodium bicarbonate to sodium chloride, carbon dioxide and water. That's it. So that's about HCl. Now what are the uses of HCl? This is used as mainly, that's only now. So many important components, a decomposing agent for these salts. To dissolve gold using aqua regia mixture, and it is used as commonly, that is lab reagent under 11 normal. Okay, HCl 11 normal. It is used as important lab reagent for inorganic qualitative analysis in aqueous state, not in a gaseous state. Okay. Now after completing this, now we go for oxo acids. Oxo acids of halogens. First, chlorine. Chlorine will form HCl4 hypochlorous acid. Okay, but it will never form other chloric perfluoric acid. Never. Why? Due to absence of d orbitals. Only one oxo acid will form, that will become +1 oxidation state. Okay. Whereas chlorine will form HCl4 hypochlorous acid. Hypochlorous acid. Then HClO2 chlorous acid. Okay. Then HClO3 chloric acid. Then HClO4 perfluoric acid. These are the oxo acids of the chlorine. Here +1, +3, +5, +7. But here only is +1. We form only one due to low bond dissociation energy and absence of the orbitals. Like this bromine, hypobromous acid. It will not form this one, but it will form HBr3. Bromic acid or bromic acid. Like this iodine also. Hydroiodic acid, hypoiodous acid, not form, and it will form HiO3, hydroiodic acid, and periodic acid, HiO. Right? That means except fluorine, maximum will form there +3, +5, +7. Okay, +3 exceptionally bromine and iodine, because bromine is volatile in lower oxidation state, highly unstable in liquid state. That's why they are highly vaporizable, bromine and iodine. That is from gas and violet liquid. That's why not possible. But higher oxidation state they become stable. Okay, so that's about oxo acids of halogens. That means fluorine can form only one mono-oxo. That is oxo acid. Why? Because of absence of d orbital and low bond dissociation energy. So this is also called hypobromous acid. Bromous acid is not there. Bromic acid, perbromic acid. Hydroiodous acid, iodic acid is not there. Okay. So iodous is not there. Iodic acid is there. Periodic acid. Right? Okay. Now coming to structures of this oxo acids of the chlorine. Important structures of oxo acids of chlorine. Hypochlorous acid, HClO, can be written as just see chlorine having 3 lone pairs, right? O and H, HClO. Got it? This is hypochlorous acid. Say out of 7 valence electron, it will share 1 electron, forming completely, right? Got it? 2, 4, 6. But 6 remaining as a lone pair. Then HClO. Now the number of oxygen atom increases, lone pair decreases. C, O, H, right? Now this is HClO. Sorry. OHCl. Right, this will be the double bonded. This is HCl2. Then HClO3. HClO3. OH, right? Once again, only one bond here. Double bond O. Double bond. Okay. Now lastly HClO4 perchloric acid. Almost all chlorine atoms are replaced by double bond O, double bond O, double bond O. That's it. All are octave. These are the structures of oxoacids of the what? Chlorine. Hypochlorous acid. Okay, this one. Chlorous acid, chloric acid, perchloric acid. Very, very important for 1 marks and for theory purpose. Right? This is all about oxoacids of the chlorine. This also completes. Now coming to lastly, interhalogen compounds. Interhalogen compounds, that will be completion of the 17 group elements. Okay. And what are these interhalogen compounds? Please try to remember. Interhalogen compounds. So what are the interhalogen compounds? Interhalogen compounds are nothing but these are the class of compounds wherein one halogen atom reacting with the same another halogen, same group, but the difference is one atom should be having larger size with the lower electronegativity, other atom will be having smaller size with the higher electronegativity. This difference in electronegativity makes them possible to react with one another and form a class of compound called as interhalogen compounds. And these interhalogen compounds are represented by a general formula AXX dash, AXX3 dash, AXX5 dash and AXX7 dash. Where remember always X is larger size halogen and H dash is smaller size halogen. This is having lower electronegativity. This is having higher electronegativity. That's it. So let us see what are this. And remember, when we compare this X dash X are more reactive than common X and X. That means interhalogen compounds are more reactive than normal halogens. Why? Because bond dissociation energy is very, very less compared to normal halogens. Okay. That's why these are diamagnetic compounds, not paramagnetic. That does not contain any unpaired electron. They are diamagnetic but very reactive, low because of low bond dissociation energy. Right? Okay. Very, very important for generally 1 marks. Right. Now, coming to examples and what are the shapes using BS-EPR theory. Right? Let us see with the examples. I will show you table as well as very importantly structure. Then type, formula and just type, formula, okay, and give the example. Sorry, that is a geometrical shape using BS-EPR theory. See XX dash formula Cl chlorine monochloride ClBr Cl positive. Okay, see chlorine Br Cl is positive. Okay, ICl is positive. What is that? This should be smaller than this. Okay, IF is possible. Okay, like the CLF, ICL, IF, and even DRF. These are all chlorine monofluoride, bromine monochloride, iodine monochloride, iodine monofluoride, bromine monofluoride. These are all examples for X dash, and these are all having geometrical shape. See, all are having geometrical shape, that is linear with sp hybridization. Okay, according to actually they should have trigonal and bipyramidal, but linear due to distorted geometry. CLF. Okay, at linear shape. Then X3 dash, CLF3, BRF3 possible, IF3, iodine trifluoride, X3 dash. Okay, apart from CL, BR, IF, even ICL3, iodine trifluoride. The geometrical shape. Geometrical shape right here. Geometrical shape to all always is linear with the sp hybridization. Here all are having, that is seesaw structure with the sp3d hybridization. How? Let us see. Just I will show you. CLF3. Just now the chemical bonding you have studied. Out of 7 valence electron of the chlorine, it will share 3 electrons with 3 fluorine atom, forming bonding pair, and bonding pair. Still how many 4 will act as lone pair. This is called sorry, not seesaw, it is a bent T shape. Having sp3d. Why sp3d? Because 3pp plus 2lp. Total 5 electron pair means it is sp3d hybridization, which you already studied in chemical bonding. Very, very important, and so many times I told you, but in your first year, if you remember, just okay. This is the X3 dash type. Chlorine trifluoride, bromine trifluoride, iodine trifluoride, iodine trifluoride. Okay. Now coming to first type, also important, XX5 dash type. XX5 dash. Very few examples we can have for this. Bromine pentafluoride, iodine pentafluoride. Okay, possible. IF5, BRF5. Even CLF5, fluorine pentafluoride. Here geometrical shape is square pyramidal. All. Why? Because one example I will show you. Square pyramidal, but sp3d2 hybridization. How, sir? Means just to see. Bromine, if you take out of some valence electron, it will share 1, 2, 3, 4 fluorine atoms right here, and 1 fluorine below, 1 above lone pair, or else lone pair below, fluorine above. दोनों चाहिए. So this is square pyramidal. See, 5 bonding pair, DB, and this is LB. Total 5 bonding pair, 1 lone pair, total 6. So sp3d2, but what is the shape? Square pyramidal. Due to 1 lone pair, due to repulsion. This actually should be octahedral, but a distorted octahedral is what? Square pyramidal. Or X5 dash. Just lastly, just I will show you AX7 dash. Only one example. AX7 dash. Only one example you have iodine heptafluoride. It is all bonding pair, pentagonal bipyramidal. bipyramidal structure, because this is iodine, heptafluoride. See, it will be like this, pentagonal bipyramidal, all bonding there. Iodine at the center, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 square planar. Okay. One above, one below. 6 bonding, remaining one. Like this, it will be having pentagonal bipyramidal, all bonding. BP, 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 BP. Okay, bonding there, bonding. 7 bonding there, 0 lone there. Therefore, it is sp3d3 hybridization, pentagonal bipyramidal structure. Right? So, like this, this is a completion of interhalogen compounds. Okay, students. So, remember all these interhalogen compound XX dash, XX3 dash, XX5 dash, XX7 dash. XX3 dash linear, XX3 that is bent T shape, sp3d, XX5 dash, sp3d2 that is square pyramidal, XX7 dash pentagonal bipyramidal, sp3d3 hybridization. Very important for NEET purpose. Right? And see, these all interhalogen compounds, they are reactive than normal halogen because of loop bond dissociation energy. Even they undergo hydrolysis with the water, forming like this. Just I will show you and find it up. X dash undergo hydrolysis will form HXO and HX. Okay, HXO and HX. Like this, X3 dash plus H2O will undergoes. Okay, then HXO2 plus HX. X5 dash undergoes hydrolysis. Okay, HXO3 plus HX. And HX7 dash also undergoes hydrolysis with the water, will form HXO4 plus HX. Okay, it is called hypohalite, halide, perhalide. Okay, derived from this one. So like this, it will undergo hydrolysis, showing that it is more reactive than that is what normal halogens. Right? Okay. Now generally, if you go for balancing the equation, 2HX, XX3, so 3HX here, so 2H2, 5HX, total 6H2, sorry, 3H2, okay, right. 5HX, then 7HX, 4HX. This is the balance equation. See, this is called halide. This is called halide. This is called halide. And this is called perhalide. And count. This is how we can explain this interhalogen compound. Physical state is not important, just you can remember XX3 dash, XX5 dash, XX7 dash. Very important for NEET purpose. XX3 dash, bent T, XX5 dash, square pyramidal, XX7 pentagonal bipyramidal. And this will be asked for once again theory purpose, only first one, not these are for NEET purpose. Please try to remember this. And last, these interhalogen compounds, they are used to enrich in the form of dioxide dichloride. I told you. There are fluorinating agents and dioxide dichloride, especially O2F2 with the plutonium. We form 3UF6 and 3O2. That is 3O2F2. Right? We form plutonium hexafluoride and O2. That is used in the enrichment of spent nuclear waste from the uranium, that is plutonium. And even this uranium also, uranium with platinum hexafluoride or plutonium hexafluoride. Sorry, uranium plus chlorine trifluoride. Chlorine trifluoride. This will form UF6, uranium hexafluoride. Uranium hexafluoride. Along with the uranium hexafluoride with 3C delta. 3C, chlorine trifluoride. Like this, these are used as a fluorinating agent. These are all used as fluorinating agent, especially chlorine trifluoride as a fluorinating agent. Even it is used to enrich uranium from the spent nuclear waste, which is very, very important. It is used in nuclear bombs. Okay, that means chlorine trifluoride, chlorine pentafluoride, they are used as powerful fluorinating agents and oxidizing agents, especially in where? That is nuclear, spent nuclear waste, especially for plutonium, uranium and thorium. These are the applications of interhalogen compounds. Okay, so this completes your 17 group elements. So today students, what I covered? Hydrogen chloride. Okay, next oxo acids of halogens, even structure of chlorine, that is oxides of chlorine. Lastly, interhalogen compounds. If they ask what are interhalogen compounds, you should be able to tell that they are the class of organic compounds. They are the class of the compounds in which one halogen reacts with another halogen prior that there is a law of difference in electronegativity. If the size of the x dash must be smaller size, the x must be larger size. As the size of the larger size atom increases, or if the distance between the two combining atom increases, number of atoms increases. That's why iodine heptafluoride, IF7. If size is small, less number of atoms. That's it. Okay. Monofluorides are linear, XX3 dash, they are band shape, XX5 dash square pyramidal, and lastly XX7 dash, they are lastly what? Pentagonal bipyramidal, because all are bonding pair. Only one existed example, iodine heptafluoride, very, very important for GE mains, and advanced has been asked one time. Okay, stop here, enjoy, and tomorrow in the last just 1 hour, 1.5 or 2 hours, will complete 18 group elements. So thank you, one and all.